Welcome to Unhinged Magi! Oh man, this is Ruu'di edition.
Yes,
for
this is.
sure. We're talking about the Gem Keeper.
There it is.
Craziness. Oh
The
my
Ruu'di Gem
gosh.
Keeper. Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
I bought two.
I bought two. We are sellouts, let me tell you.
That's right.
Yeah, I am a sellout. Look at me
For
trying to
sure.
hustle and push those prices.
Man, oh man. Well, I didn't buy two online. I don't see how you push a price up if you bought two.
Especially if you don't sell anything. Like, I don't know. We haven't sold anything, but we bought some, but we didn't sell them.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
Oh, are you going to buy more?
No, I'm probably just going to have those two. Are you going to buy more?
Depends.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Watch that price. Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's an interesting thing.
Well, considering that it's a very limited run, I mean, the more popular Ruu'di's channel becomes, the higher the price will go in the future, because many people won't have the opportunity to even purchase one.
And the price is also connected to Flesh and Blood popularity and people that are trying to do set collecting.
And as it keeps going up in value, then maybe that card will rise in value.
Yeah.
Some people want to just get off the card currently.
Yep.
You know, taking that little tiny percentage of profit.
Yep.
So, in theory, since it is a limited print run and he's going to destroy the rest, or has destroyed the rest.
Yeah.
As of the taping of this video, I have no idea. But it'll go up in value.
You know, we should probably do like a quick walkthrough on what happened for anyone who's doesn't know what the heck we're talking about.
That's true.
Okay.
In the beginning, I made a YouTube channel. It was in 2013. Then eventually Ruu'di came along and made another YouTube channel, which was much better.
Yep. I like to be in airplane. Well, first the Earth cooled, and then the dinosaurs
exactly.
came, but they got too big and fat and turned to oil, so they all died off. And then Prince Charles started wearing all Lady Di's clothes. Okay, no. So here's what happened. So you guys know how Ruu'di from Alpha Investments has been helping out Flesh and Blood kind of get launched into the world. Well, the Flesh and Blood owners, Legend Story Studios, wanted to thank him by making a special promo card, which was this one, and it actually is card number 1, like LS001. And so this was actually made, and it was given to Ruu'di a long time ago, and there was only 1,500 of them that were made. But even though it was in the database that this card exists, nobody saw the image on it. Nobody knew what it was. But Ruu'di had the entire print supply of all 1,500 of them for a really long time.
Yep.
And so Ruu'di just sat on them, and then he eventually decided to do this big marketing campaign where he would actually sell the cards individually with some other throw-ins, and they would sell them for $1,000 each. And here's the interesting thing.
Through the Patreon.
Yeah, only to his patrons, and each patron could either buy none or you could buy two, up to the most that you could actually buy. Now the thing is, these are already pretty limited supply. There's only 1,500 of them. Yeah. So Ruu'di decided to kind of do an experiment kind of game with them. He said all the ones that don't sell, he's going to burn on camera. Which is interesting because if less of them actually sell, say there's only 50 that sold, then 1,400 are all going to get burned, right? So
I predicted that they would all sell, so I was wrong there.
It wasn't super far away from that. So anyways, it was a self-correcting price kind of market thing, and he just wanted to see who was bought into it. And so then another thing to know that's very important is this is not a tournament legal card in Flesh and Blood. It is a real Flesh and Blood card, and it is in the database, but it's not tournament legal. You cannot play this in a game. So anyone who's talking about cards for their decks, they can't complain about this card.
That's right.
It's really just for collecting or investing or that kind of thing. So anyways, he intentionally put it out there. The whole internet lit up. Everyone got all worked up. And then he recently announced, after the fact, after they've sold, what did he announce?
He announced that he would actually be giving a discount on
everybody that bought
the box
one
sets, the promo box sets of every expansion for Flesh and Blood, up to 10 expansions or something like that.
Yep, $69 off for each one that you actually buy.
No, not for each card though, but each
for each promo that you buy.
Yeah.
For up to 10 promos.
That's freaking amazing.
So you nearly earn all your money back, or a good majority of the money back that you spent on this promo card. You actually get back when you're buying these promos.
Unless, of course, you bought two, because it only counts one time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he didn't tell anyone he was going to do that. He just kind of, the same way that Legend Story Studios trusted him and helped him to do this stuff, he decided to do this for all of his patrons. Anyone who trusted him enough to buy this card, unannounced, suddenly gets this deal.
Yeah, and which is fantastic.
Yeah, so it's honestly really genius marketing. And you guys,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of you have probably heard about this already, and you've already discussed it. It's been kind of like a thing for a while. People have been talking about it, but we just haven't actually made a video about it.
No, because we get busy, and that's just sad.
Yep. But we actually both each bought 2.
Yes,
Each of us
2.
has 2.
So that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yep.
Craziness. And then he also talked about something a little interesting, too, to have a dividend on a card. You know?
Yes.
Like a card that you purchase that always gives you a dividend later on.
Yep. And that's kind of what he did with like this one, because the way it pays a dividend is you actually get money off the next set. So it's like it's paying you a little bit of money each time, like over time. That's kind of one way to do a dividend. But there's all the other ways to do a dividend on a card that you've bought.
Right. So let's say Wizards of the Coast printed a card, or Flesh and Blood printed a card, that they would always continually give, as long as you own that card, as long as you own the card, the physical card, they would give you a like 2 or 3 cents for every card that you had.
So you're saying like straight money? They just like pay you money?
Straight money. That's dividends. I mean, you own a Hasbro strap, they give you money. They give you 3% per year or some nonsense like that.
Yeah, that almost sounds like a bond. You know, like when you
like
buy
a
a
bond.
Government bond, the government pays you little dividend chunks
But
every
they
once
could
in a while.
literally
6
do
months.
that. They could literally do that with anything that they have, right? They could actually do that. And so even if you did that, you know, just a little bit, it would be an interesting avenue.
It would be.
I mean, there's a company that prints cards that puts stocks in their thing. So if you open it, you will get this stock, and that stock could potentially pay you a dividend. It would be the same thing, except this time it would be a card company doing it.
And that's interesting also because it leans the whole thing back towards investment really strongly.
Oh yeah,
because you know there's the whole like, is it a game or is it an investment kind of thing, and the investors hate gamers and the gamers hate investors. There's like a whole war. They're going to meet in the middle of a field and start stabbing each other through the neck with like a really big like knife or something. And there's going to be a big thing impaling them and like blood dripping off. It's going to be terrible, right? Like when that war happens, like, you know, run for the hills.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, so they hate each other. And that's really encouraging the investment side, because you're really basically saying, yeah, buy this for money games, right?
Right, exactly. But we have the first editions from Flesh and Blood, and if they actually put like the legendary Fable card as something that would have a dividend value, that would make things a little bit more interesting.
It would actually. It would change things quite a bit. You know, there was another way that we actually talked about earning interest on or dividends on your cards. Like if you were running a tournament and it was a tournament where like people didn't have all the certain cards they needed.
Like an old school tournament, or even a standard tournament for that matter.
Yeah, you could actually rent out some of the cards and people could pay you like a fee to use that card for that day. Now, of course, there's some risk there because you don't want them to walk out the door with the card as well.
Right, exactly. So they would have to give up some kind of collateral.
Yeah. Something like, you know, like if they walked out the door with it, you know, they effectively just bought the card.
Yeah.
So you'd have to have something like in place like that. But yeah, that's one way you could actually earn interest on cards that you actually own beforehand.
Yeah. And I think that would be really cool if they even allowed that, you know?
I could see that happening for like maybe a legacy event. Like have a bunch of dual lands that people could actually like rent the dual lands.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that would be interesting to see something like that.
And I'm surprised we haven't even seen anybody do that yet.
Yeah, maybe it's the collateral problem is the thing that keeps them away from actually doing that.
Too much risk?
Yeah, maybe too much risk.
Yeah.
Or just like, yeah, who wants to walk into, I mean, because like, if you're going to have, you know, 15 dual lands in a deck, or just say maybe 8 dual lands, you know, at $500 each, that's a decent amount of money, actually.
I would think that Star City Games would have already done this by now. Because when they go to an event, or Channel Fireball for that matter, they always bring a bunch of dual lands.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better for them to rent those HP cards out?
Yeah, maybe. It'd be interesting, though. Seeing someone actually, like, try to take this on is like a way to do it.
They bring a ton of HP cards.
Yeah, that would be interesting. So anyways, the Ruu'di card, you guys, like, we both think that this card not only is cool, because, I mean, it is a legitimate Flesh and Blood card. It is tied to the game Flesh and Blood. It actually is like an investment-only card. It's got our friend Ruu'di on it, which is very cool. And the theme and everything on it is very cool.
Yeah.
And its investment value in the future is going to go up or down based on Ruu'di and Flesh and Blood to some extent.
Yeah. And Ruudi's always getting more and more subs every day.
Yep. And this card, I mean, we bought it for $1,000 each, but they're already, I think, like $2,000 right now on eBay or something like that. Yeah, to buy the promo
Last
kit.
I saw was 1,500. That's and 1006, but I haven't looked in a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And those are actually, I think, being sold. So.
they might even be up to like somewhere around like 2,000 now or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Like last I looked, it's really interesting, actually.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting vehicle to watch as far as an investment standpoint.
Yeah. You know, there was another. You guys have probably heard of Pleasant Kenobi, who has like a really good, Magic YouTube channel. He appears with like the professor. He even did a video on this, like talking about this whole thing that Ruu'di actually did. And like, he at first I thought he was gonna like knock the whole thing and complain about it, but he had a pretty valid opinion about it. He actually like, eventually was like, well, it's not a tournament legal card, so what's really your complaint? He said the worst thing that he sees is maybe just like not great optics for the game, but like that's it. Because like, it brings in the whole investment kind of thing, that this is all it's a lot of people have had that kind of complaint actually, that this brings more solidly that Flesh and Blood is only about investment and it's not a real game kind of
Well, that's just stupid. You could say the same thing about Magic the Gathering though. Everything is an investment because all their boxes go up over time.
Well, the claim that a lot of people have is like Flesh and Blood, there are no Flesh and Blood players, it's only investors that are all buying and selling, which I know is not true. Well, but there's a lot of people that think that. And this doesn't help that stereotype.
Well, there's also a lot of people that think the world is flat, and they're morons.
That's true. There is a lot of flat earthers out there, which is just amazing that actually exists.
Those
if you're a
people
flat
are
earther, just stop. Just stop.
So, yeah. Sorry.
So anyways, yeah, Ruu'di card. I think it's actually pretty cool. I actually really like it.
Yeah, it's really fun. I think it's going to be good. I think it might actually take off a little bit. I think it actually might increase over time.
Yeah. Yeah, so if we decide to sell any of ours, it'd be an interesting question when.
It's going to be hard to sell it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Something
Definitely have to grade it and then see if it comes back a PSA 10.
Oh, that's true, actually. If it doesn't grade a PSA 10, then you can't even use your Ruu'di card in your Ruu'di card only deck. So oh my gosh, I never even thought of that. Because it says you can only play with PSA 10s.
Right. It's going to be hard to shuffle those PSA 10s.
If it's a PSA 9.5, or they don't do 9.5s, if it's a PSA 9 that comes back, it cannot be played. That's right. Because it invalidates itself.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even think of that. Oh my gosh. So you'd have to keep cracking it out of the PSA case and keep sending it back in, hoping to God you get a 10.
When you do
so
that,
you could actually play itself.
Very unlikely for that to happen. PSA 9 usually is standard PSA 9 forever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is funny. So anyways, I'm curious what you guys think about the Ruu'di card.
Did you get one? Are you going to get graded? Are you just going to sit on it? Are you going to put it in a big giant bookshelf?
Are you going to join Ruu'di, put it on a grill, and light it on fire?
No. What the deuce?
They don't know they're going to do that.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone on the camera just told me they're going to do that. Light theirs on fire.
That would be insane.
Yes, that would be insane. You would be insane to do that.
I wonder what would happen if you paid people $1,500 to let them to burn their cards up.
Oh my gosh, that would be interesting. You're not buying it. You're paying them to burn theirs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Don't do that. I have not offered that.
I've not offered that either. I wonder if some people might take them up on that because they make $500 profit.
They make $500 profit, but it makes all the other ones go up in value.
What a weird world we're in.
It would, right?
It would. It would be weird.
That is not an offer. No. 0.
Yep. Okay, so anyways, curious what you guys think about the Ruu'di card. Comments below, please. I want to see what everyone's opinion is.
Yeah, we want to see it. All right. Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye, everybody.